When I teach someone how to juggle, the first thing I tell them to do is this. Throw a ball up, make no attempt to catch it, and let it fall to the floor. That's a drop, I tell them, and you're going to want to make friends with that. You need to pick it up, learn from it, and try again. Because the more you pick up that ball now, the less you'll drop it in the future. And that's as true for everything in life as it is for juggling. So, hit that subscribe button and get comfy, because I'm going to tell you why you should want to fail. I'm a professional juggler, which means I know about practice, which means I know about failure. But I think the way we talk about failure is often wrong. Everyone fails, all the time. It's through failing that we learn how to succeed. Like Edison said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. I think we need to reframe what failure means and how it feels. The fact is, there's no achievement, no growing, no learning, no success without failure, so we need to stop being scared of it and start looking forward to it. We need to stop thinking that failure means you can't do something and remember that what it means is you're trying to do something new. Make it define an exciting journey rather than a sad destination, because really, everything in life is more about the journey than the destination. The heart of learning to do anything new is that when you start that journey, you can't do it. That's as it should be. You have no control over the fact that when you start out, and possibly for a long time, you'll be trying to do something and failing. But what you do have control over is how you react to that failure. So if you learn to accept that each failure is one of the steps to success, well, then maybe that path might end up requiring less steps. The more you fail and don't care, the less you'll be scared of failing in the future. And that means you'll be moving forward with a little bit more boldness and bravery. Now, this is not to say that anyone can learn to do anything. No matter how hard I practice, I'm never going to win Olympic gold in gymnastics. But these things are the exception more than they're the rule. The trick, maybe, is to have goals that are in that sweet spot between reasonable and ridiculous. I do a thing in my cabaret act where I do the old tablecloth pull trick, but backwards. I put a tablecloth on the table underneath all the things. If you've seen me, you've probably seen me do it. I originated this trick, so when I had the idea for it, there were no instructions for how to do it and nobody to ask. I didn't even know if it was possible to do. At the time, nearly 30 years ago, I was living in a single room in North London. There was just enough room to set up a table, so that's what I did, and I started practicing. And one of the first things I learned was that you need to use real china because it's heavier. But of course that meant that over the weeks and months I broke so much crockery trying to learn how to do this stupid trick. Every time it failed and I broke a plate, I cleaned up, tried to figure out why it hadn't worked, and tried again. I was sure it must be possible, but I started thinking, well, maybe there's a reason nobody's ever done this trick before. And then, one day, it worked. And when it did, I fell backwards onto my sofa, staring at it and giggling, because now I knew it was possible. I knew that the only thing standing between me and this trick working every time was lots and lots of practice. You know the old saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting different results. But if you're practicing right, then you're not quite doing the same thing over and over again. The trick is to learn from every failure, Make failures become lessons. Examine why things aren't working. Think about different routes to your goal. Look at things from different perspectives. And then get back at it. Look, I don't know about what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I think if you're able to reframe failure so that when it happens, you don't feel like a failure, then there's a pretty good case for what doesn't upset you makes you smarter. Samuel Beckett was bang on the money when he said, "Try again, fail again, fail better." You think this is the first version of this script? Or the first take of this voiceover? You think I nailed all those juggling tricks first time? I think failure isn't always the opposite of success. And I think we should talk more about our failures rather than just our successes, because they're all part of the same journey. Showing failure is important for people to see, so that when it happens to them, they don't think that they're doing things wrong, but they know it's a sign they're doing things right. Failure means you're trying to do something difficult. Failure means you're trying to do something you haven't done before. Failure means you're trying to get better at something. Failure means you're trying. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm a live performer, and at the time of filming this we're in the middle of a global pandemic, which means that YouTube is pretty much the only stage still open to me. So it would mean a lot if you'd subscribe to my channel. Also, share this video with anyone that you think might enjoy it, and if you're not doing so already, then please do follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and maybe consider supporting my upcoming work on Patreon. Thanks a lot, I'll see you next time.